This program is proudly brought to you by Stanek, sponsors of the Stanek Group N series.
Here we are at the Continental Tire Motor Races at the Aldo Scribante circuit in Port Elizabeth for the penultimate round of the Stanek Group N South African Saloon Car Championships. We've seen action at Swartkorps and action at Plenty. We've been down in the rain at Killarney in Cape Town. We've also been on the high-speed circuit at Welkom. Today it's a different set of circumstances. With me, the two protagonists, Michael Briggs in the Opel and Tony Viana in the BMW. They've been going at each other all season. Michael, you're on pole.
Yeah, my big problem today is Tony. He's a brilliant young racing driver. He's just trapped in an old man's body, and I just wish he would retire. It'd make life a lot easier for me.
And Tony, you're alongside.
Well, I tell you something, I'm going to give him a run for his money, the youngster, and I see he's wearing a new hat, and hopefully I can wear it by the end of the day.
What more can a man say than that? And we'll wait for that race just a little bit later. In the meantime, 28 cars lined up for classes B, C and E. Overcast weather, starting to drizzle and making it very treacherous indeed for the drivers. Straight into the lead, Nick Duval in the Uno Turbo. He's been worried there by the B-class Opel of Neil Stevens. This is on his home track. You can see the brollies are out, the wipers are going, and the road is damp, but the racing is hot. And onto his roof, he gets a nudge. Henry Frontfledder from Johannesburg on the golf is nudged out of the race. He's been in Stanek Group N racing a long time. But drivers okay, as Brian Hoskins, the clerk of the course, wisely hangs out the red flag and stops his race for a restart. And as we go in with Neil Stevens at the restart, it's Hannes Grobler, the rally champion, who's in the front there, but you can see just how treacherous it is as they come out of the Conti S's and head down through Hanger. And it's still a wild race there. Hannes Grobler in the front, nudging his way through. On the inside is Neil Stevens in the Opel. And look further back, the 1400cc cars, Hans Albert getting nudged out of the way as they stream past him. And in there's Peter Duval in the Fiat Uno having a torrid time. And there's a big field of 18 cars that have been racing like this all around the country. Neil Stevens in front, C55 is Nick Duval, Hannes Grobler riding shotgun for him. 37 is Sergrim Neer from Uitenhage. And it's still very, very close indeed as they come out of Bridgestone Quarter and head towards the line. It's raining, but this is where the power of the turbo comes in. As the roads start to dry slightly, and Nick Duval gives a little wave, I'm off on my own, but forgetting that Neil Stevens, a karting champion, is very, very late on the brakes indeed. In his mirror, he's got Hannes Grobler right onto Nick Duval's tail as he goes through Repco Corner, little short straight down to the Conti S's. But you can see the power of that turbo as it comes out of the corner. He's trying for the inside, and he does it. He pushes through in the inside, and Neil Stevens, in front of his home crowd, is giving a great show. Great piece of driving there by Neil Stevens. And then it's Nick Duval and Hannes Grobler. And the 1400s are hard at it. It's Sean Watson-Smith and Carl Muller. They are tied together. Back in with Neil Stevens. And he lets it go there as he comes out of Hans hairpin, and this allows Nick Duval to come through in the front, and Hannes Grobler, gathering his thoughts there, tries to get past him, but Neil Stevens hangs on to second position. He's not going to let this go in front of his home crowd. But it's Nick Duval, he's well on the way to his class win, and his brother Peter Duval gets nudged out of the way. He comes right across the road and gets Alberts on the way out of the Conti S's and holds his position to the end. And it's Nick Duval winning there ahead of the Class B winner, Neil Stevens, and Hannes Grobler next. And here they come to the line. It's Carl Muller. The local boy from Cape Town, or the coastal driver, Carl Muller, gets it ahead there of Sean Watson-Smith from Port Elizabeth. And now it's time for the heavy artillery. On pole position, a lot of work being put in by that man in Michael Briggs' motor car. He's on pole position.
It's going to be a good race.
It's just 0.2 of a second between those two drivers on the front row of the grid. A 2.7-litre BMW, a 2-litre Opel on its home track where all the development has been done on these super bosses. As the way they go, we're in with Farouk Danger from Clarkstor. Right-hand side ahead of you, Michael Briggs. In the middle is Dion Joubert. Left-hand side is Tony Viana. Joubert touches the brakes as they go into Repco Corner. Briggs has been left on the inside. Is Viana ahead of him? Viana's neck and neck with him as they get into the Conti S's. It's Michael Briggs going to the front. Closely followed by number 9, the Winfield BMW Viana. And Farouk is in 4th position. There's Dion Joubert as they go down through the dip. They're coming to Hanger Corner. It's a very fast, dangerous corner. This one, the right hand as they come through here now. If the car lets go, they're in serious trouble in the outfield. It's looking back from Tony Viana's car. Behind him, it's Dion Joubert from Cape Town, the Springbok. Farouk Danger's next, very late in the brakes as he goes in there. Roddy Turner comes next. Then it's John Craig from Cape Town. A very great piece of driving there by Craig in that Grapnel Opel today. And Michael Briggs, a nice lead over a second as he comes across the line on the first lap. Viana. And then it's Goddard, and it's Dion Joubert in third position. But look at this. Here's a real turn-up for the books there. Kurt Elchin from Port Elizabeth, back from an injury. He's leading Class D, and this sort of racing in this 1600cc class has been going on like this all around the circuit. It's starting to get very slippery. A little nudge there for Farouk Danga. And Delta Motorsport man Leon Marais comes past. He's been worried there by Roddy Turner shouldering, and there's John Craig from Cape Town coming past as well. It's Leon Marais in 3. 4 is Roddy Turner. This is hot racing. It's never been further apart like this wherever you look in Standard Group N racing all around the country. Briggs in the front. He's starting to open a gap. It's gone up now to over 3 seconds. He's on his own. He's already starting to wave the fans. He looks confident. All that tension is now being relieved in this race. And Kurt Elchin is now leading the Cape Town boy, Brian Gilmore. Delta Motorsport GSI 160. Grant McCleary in third position. And then the final stage of this race, they come round that Stanek sweep. Lots of G-force that come round there. And it's going to be Michael Briggs. Then it's Roddy Turner, Leon Marais. And look at this for a battle downfield there, just behind the leaders, a battle royal raging. But it's Michael Briggs. Big cheers from the Port Elizabeth crowd. Comes home to win it in the 2-litre Opel, ahead of Tony Viana, Dion Joubert, then came Turner Marais, Craig Danger and Goddard. John Round for the first time in an Opel, and Grant van Schalkwyk as they stream through. A little further back in Class D, there was still the results still in doubt as they came around the last corner, nudging each other. It's Kurt Elchin on the right-hand side in the black car, Brian Gilmore coming through, and Grant McCleary coming through to take second position with a great team effort there with Brian Gilmore. As the 28 cars in classes B, C and E line up once again. In with Neil Stevens. On his right there on pole position, Nick Duval. Nudging through on the left-hand side with a lot of acceleration from those Uno turbos is Hannes Robler. The rally team from the Nissan Sport Motorsport team is doing very well in these Fiat Unos. Late braking again from Neil Stevens as they're going to Repco corner. It's Nick Duval in the front, Hannes Robler next, Neil Stevens comes next, then it's Brian Late, Chris Clark, Neville Bartle, and we've got Dougie Williams from Cape Town, Keith Agliotti. And look at the 18 cars in the 1400cc class are hard at it. Henk Ace, the farmer from Potchefstroom, doing a little bit of cultivating of his own on the outside. And the yellow flag's out there. Sean Watson-Smith had a coming together with Dougie Williams from Cape Town, and I'm sure they're going to stop this race, as indeed they do. Red flags out once again for this big field to slow down and restart with just those 4 laps to go. It's Nick Duval on pole position again. Neil Stevens was just behind him, and his front Krubler will line up just behind that. As he stands the line, oh, telltale steam coming out from under the bonnet. Hands being lifted there as they wait for the off. And off the line, and Neil Stevens and Nick Duval on the far side getting a very slow start. Neil Stevens getting away, a rocket start there, and in fact he goes into the front. They're using the curb, and Neil Stevens right in the front with Hannes Robler worrying him all the way. But it's terminal troubles there for Nick Duval. Something's wrong with his motor car. That steam meant something. He opens the bonnet there as the field keeps streaming past, and his championship chances for overall title are starting to stream away. And Neil Stevens, making no mistake, comes across the line ahead of Hannes Robler as Nick Duval makes his way back to the pits on his feet.
He's a boxy,
And great jubilation in the Delta Motorsport team. Brian Gilmore from Cape Town congratulating Neil Stevens, overall winner for the day and the national title in Class B. Class C has gone to Nick Duval. In fact, in the Uno Turbo, he can't be beaten that one. And for the day, a turn up there, Carl Moller from Cape Town, 1 Class C, Coastal Drivers, Wyndham, ahead of Mike O'Sullivan. Right, we line up for the heavy metal once again. Mike Briggs on pole position. He's got the inside berth as they stream away. Dion Joubert in close attendance. We're in with Leon Marais this time. Little nudge there gives to his teammate Roddy Turner. Number 3 ahead of him is Dion Joubert. It's Tony Viana and Michael Briggs in the front. He gives him another nudge as he goes through the Conti S's and down through the dip there as they head towards Hanger Bend. Looking back from Viana's car. He's got Michael Briggs ahead of him. Behind him he's got Dion Joubert, the Springbok from Cape Town. Then it's Roddy Turner. And he's very close this time. Tony Vion in the Winfield BMW is paying a lot of attention to Michael Briggs. There's Roddy Turner, John Craig from Cape Town. 13 is Dion Jabert, 4 is Leon Marais, and these battles go on at every circuit that these Class A cars go to. It's so close. And just as furious and behind in Class D for the 1600s, they hard at it as well. Elchin, Gilmore and McCleary sliding through the Stanek sweep. We're in with Leon Marais. Ahead of him, Roddy Turner, getting attention there from Dion Jabert. As they go heavy onto the brakes through Bridgestone corner, he comes up close to his teammate there. Dion Jabert is having the fight of his life, starting to accelerate past the pits. It's 800 metres to the next corner. And Marais is trying to go through on the right-hand side as Leon Marais starts to close up on Roddy Turner. He's going to give him a nudge pass. Here he comes now. He wants to get his teammate past him. He gives him a little push there as they go into Repco corner. But Dion Jabert goes round the outside. They're right on the fine red line as they go there. And that battle goes on unabated. Everywhere you look around the circuit, there are just fights going on. Here's Elchin and Gilmore. McCleary's just behind them. This is the... Oh, and look at that, lifting the inside back wheel. They are on the thin red line in this class. And as they power slide into the Stanek corner on the last lap, Gilmore goes for the inside, hopefully bringing his teammate with him. There's a Delta Motorsport team effort as they get into the final corner of this race. Michael Briggs takes overall honours for the day ahead of Vion, and here's the Class D battle. Gilmore on the left, starting to slow to allow McCleary through to get maximum points. Kurt Elchin can't get through and comes home in third position. And competitors on the track, but certainly friends in the pits, are Michael Briggs and Tony Vion. So he's got a 7-point cushion now as Michael Briggs in the Opel. Overall winner for the day ahead of Viona as they go to Kyle Army. Grant McCleary takes his class, the National Championship class in Class D, ahead of Brian Gilmore and Kurt Elchin.